Turn back eye. Crushing a meat grinder. Strange deaths. One. True horror. True horror. What's his name? The Don. True horror. Shout out him.
Humans are naturally curious beings, and death is a mysterious and complex phenomenon that fascinates many people, including myself, and obviously you guys who have clicked on the video.
What do you mean?
In my last video of Strange Deaths, we covered some bizarre deaths from last year. Today's group of cases takes us from France to India and spans over the past 10 years. From whipped cream to meat grinders, you never know how you're going to meet your demise, so without further rambling, let's get into today's video.
Some people are sick. That's all I gotta say.
Our first strange story of death brings us to Galfing, a small town in the northeastern region of France. This is where French fitness blogger Rebecca Berger called home. Known for encouraging fitness and good lifestyle choices on her social media platforms, Rebecca was a fitness blogger, model, and social media influencer who had it all going for her. She had a large following on Instagram and YouTube, where she shared workout routines, healthy recipes, and motivational messages to her fans. In addition to her fitness career, Rebecca was also a model, and had worked for several high-profile brands over the years. She was described by those who knew her as passionate, dedicated, and kind-hearted. In one of the most unexpected deaths on this list, Rebecca died after a whipped cream dispenser exploded and hit her in the chest, causing her to go into cardiac arrest. Rebecca, according to news reports, was using a pressure whipped cream dispenser in her kitchen at the time of the event. These dispensers are created to make whipped cream quickly and easily by pressuring a canister with nitrous oxide gas, which allows the cream to expand and become fluffy. Although the exact source of the dispenser's malfunction is unknown, it is thought that a weakness in the canister or in the design may have been to blame. The force of the explosion was enough to cause a metal cap of the dispenser to detach and hit Rebecca in the chest, causing her to go into cardiac arrest. Following the incident, her family and friends issued a warning to others about the potential dangers of using faulty or poorly designed kitchen appliances. The manufacturer of the dispenser involved in the incident issued a recall of the product, and authorities launched an investigation into the incident. The exact cause of the explosion that led to the death of Rebecca has not been released to the public.
You know, I don't know. I don't want to put on conspiracy. My conspiracy hat. Shout out Dwayne McClain. But I don't know if I want to put on my conspiracy hat. She said she was an influencer. You know, she had a going, big deals. So I don't know if she was, like, I don't want to be like insensitive, but I don't, like, I don't know, like, I don't know who she was hanging around, like what type of higher ups she was around. You know how they get down. If you know, you know. When it comes to that, but the whipped cream thing explode. So was they whipped cream machine made different? Cause look, they had the little whip it, the little thing where you
In January of 2020, a man from Stockport named Christoph Novak was killed when he was crushed by his own car.
Like, imagine getting, not trying to be funny, but like whipped cream is like that. Like that gotta be like rare to happen. That gotta be rare. Like that's so rare to like happen, man. You could die from anything. You know what I'm saying? So, man. Hey, just stay up, man.
News reports about the incident did not provide any additional personal information about Christoph beyond his name and the circumstances of the death, so it's possible that he was a private individual whose personal details were not disclosed to the media. He did have a wife and was working at his friend's house at the time. That day, he was attempting to fix a mechanical issue with his car, which was parked on a sloped driveway. He had reportedly placed a jack underneath the car to lift it up, but when he crawled underneath the vehicle to work on it, the car slipped off the jack and fell on top of him. Novak's friend, who lived nearby and came over to visit, found him trapped under the car and immediately called emergency services. The friend tried to free him but was unable to do so. The car was on his chest and he had now turned blue. Emergency services arrived on the scene, but sadly it was too late and Christoph had...
Bro, they gotta be like some of the scariest shit to ever see, man. Like, to Man, like, they gotta be so scared to see. They could be anybody in general. It's a lot of people out here who work on cars. I even know people who work on cars in general. I'm just saying that could happen to anybody who work on cars in general. And what I'm thinking about is like, bro, turn blue. Imagine like lifting up the thing, you see the person blue, like they
Passed
gotta
away.
make your
A
stomach turn right
toxicology
there.
report found there was evidence of recent use of amphetamine in his system, which may have had
Oh
an
wow.
effect on his cognitive behaviour. This obviously wasn't the cause of death, but could have affected his judgment. The cause of death was positional asphyxia, which occurs when a person's body position prevents them from breathing adequately. The weight of the car compressed his chest and made it difficult for him to breathe, leading to his death. The incident was investigated by authorities, and no foul play was suspected, and it was ruled an accidental death.
Get off the house! Shoot the man. Shoot the dog too.
Let me see if there's a discount code 3794659, and that should get me 5% off. Apply. Invalid code. Oh. Who has been using my promo code board with...
Hold on, y'all. Gotta go do something. I'm back, yo. I'm back. Let's go.
Our next case takes us to India and follows the story of Tangula Satish, who was reportedly killed by a rooster during a cockfight in early 2021. Unfortunately, other than the details surrounding his passing, little is known about Satish, and I couldn't really find anything online. According to media reports,
I wonder what is bigger, a chicken or a rooster. I know roosters, they be on top of the barn and they make noise every day, so I'm confused on which one is bigger, a chicken or a rooster.
appears that he took part in unlawful cockfighting, which is where the rooster killed him. Cockfighting involves two roosters that are forced to fight each other, often to the death, while spectators gamble on the outcome. The roosters are often fitted with
like
sharp metal blades that can cause severe injuries to both the birds and humans involved. In India, cockfighting is illegal under the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Act, but the blood sport remains popular in some rural areas. In these areas, it is seen as a traditional pastime and a source of entertainment. Despite efforts by animal rights activists to crack down on cockfighting, the practice continues to be a problem in many parts of the country. It was February 2021 and Tangula was taking part in one of the cockfights when the rooster, which had been fitted with one of the blades, slashed him in the groin, causing a fatal wound. He then fighting. The practice continues to be a problem in many parts of the country. It was February 2021 and Tangula was taking part in one of the cockfights when the rooster, which had been fitted with one of the blades, slashed him in the groin, causing a fatal wound.
What is the chances of getting cut up by a rooster? What is the chances? How does a rooster even hold a blade? What type of fights is this? Don't get rooster blades.
He then bled out on the scene. This short story is a tragic and gruesome reminder of the dangers of participating in water sports, not only for the animals involved, but the humans who take part in it as well. Our next tale of strange death
How does a rooster have a blade? How? How does a rooster have a blade? I'm just like, I mean, don't give roosters blades general, but like, how does a fucking rooster? Why is a rooster with a blade? Like, them not picking at each other enough? Like, they need like, what the fuck type of fights is these? What type of fights they is? What type of fights they is? What type of fights they is? What type of fights they is?
2017, and this one takes us to South Carolina. If you were born in the UK like me, I'm sure you remember the 35p cheap LSV energy drinks you could get from the corner shops. When I was around 12 or 13, every kid in school would drink them, and we never saw a problem with consuming too many of them at once. The thought of overdosing on caffeine probably never even came across the mind of 16-year-old high school student Davis Allen Cripe. Davis was a 16-year-old high school student from Chapin, South Carolina. According to his friends and family, he was a kind and outgoing young man who loved playing guitar and spending time with his friends. At the time of his death in 2017, he was a sophomore at Spring Hill High School. He had no known pre-existing medical conditions and was described as a healthy and active teenager. Davis died from a caffeine overdose after drinking a large Diet Mountain Dew soda, a McDonald's latte, and an energy drink in just 2 hours. The amount of caffeine consumed in... Davis died from a caffeine overdose after drinking a large Diet Mountain Dew soda, a McDonald's latte, and an energy drink in just 2 hours. The amount of caffeine consumed in such a short period of time was enough to trigger a cardiac arrhythmia, causing the teen to collapse and pass away.
That's crazy.
An autopsy report revealed
Y'all gotta
that the
stop
young man had
drinking
no pre-existing
energy drinks. They're not good for. I used to drink energy drinks back in the day, but I just drank them just on some. They was good. You know what I'm saying? I used to drink Rippets.
Conditions.
Till like
the
pop
caffeine
me.
toxicity was ultimately ruled as the cause of death. It is estimated that he consumed around 470 milligrams of caffeine, which is almost a double recommended daily maximum intake for a healthy adult. This case served as a tragic reminder of the dangers of excessive caffeine consumption, particularly for young people. It also highlighted the importance of being aware of the caffeine content in drinks and other products, as well as the potential risks associated with consuming large amounts of caffeine in a short period of time.
It's crazy.
Of course, I have left the most gruesome case of today's video until last. In mid-June of...
Man, died from drinking coffee. But he had too much, but still though. A liquid. Told y'all, man. You better stop fucking around with this bullshit.
2019, factory workers who were reporting for their morning shift in the Philippines walked in on a horrific and gruesome sight. When the workers walked into the kitchen, they found their young co-worker with only his legs sticking out of the meat grinder. The meat grinder...
Oh. I mean, technically, the title of the vid say crushing the meat grinder, but like, imagine going into work, you know, you already probably don't like the job. Maybe you do. I don't know. But this right here will put you over the top right here, and you'd be like, you know what? I'm instantly walking. Like, this is crazy. Man, yo, one of your employees, you probably said something to, you know, before he starts the night shift, and boom, this shit happens. Crazy.
And it was used to make chorizo sausages. That poor boy was 18-year-old Jomar Junko. According to reports, Jomar had only been working at the factory for around 2 weeks and wasn't assigned to work on the meat grinder. At approximately 7:30...
That's the problem right there. Now the whole company might be in some big trouble because dumbass supervisors probably didn't tell him. I mean, give him enough training, right? They give him enough training, so they just threw him over. He probably told him he don't even know how to do it. He probably showed us a quick little tutorial, thinking that he's just supposed to know, and just left him, and stuff like this happens.
30 a.m. For reasons unknown, Jomar reached into the machine whilst it was still running. He was then sucked in, the machine only stopping once his body was halfway. Factory workers said he was alone in the working area when the incident occurred.
Bro, that right, I hope they not still selling meat out of this company right here. Because that right there is a no-no.
And they said it is possible that he was curious with the other machines, so he was looking around the other stations. Many believe that Jomar may have dropped something into the machine, and because he was new, he was unaware of the machine's safety features. He then would have been dragged in arm first and slowly crushed. This incident highlights the importance of safety in the workplace and why it shouldn't be ignored. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.
It's crazy. They said slowly into the meat curse. I mean, he was experiencing his own death right in front of him. The worst way to go out right there. Yeah, it's gonna do it for vid though, man.